I wake beneath a softer dawn where yesterday no longer calls my name. The light falls on my face like forgiveness, and I understand that even pain can bloom into peace. I have walked through storms that tried to unmake me, but I stand now with the sky in my chest breathing new beginnings. The past is not my prison, it is my teacher, and I bow to its lessons before I turn away. My heart once wept for love that could not stay, but even that love was a seed. It taught me tenderness, it taught me loss, and now I rise from those ashes learning how to fly without needing wings. I remember how my soul trembled when the night whispered her name, how my hands ached for something that time refused to return. But I am no longer chasing ghosts, I am learning to cherish the silence between heartbeats and call it grace. The river of memory runs behind me calm, now not wild. I watch it shimmer as I step onto a new path. The wind speaks differently here, gentle yet certain. It carries no echo of her voice, only my own. Reborn, I have forgiven myself for loving too deeply, for breaking open too easily. I understand now that love does not always mean forever. Sometimes it simply means growth. Sometimes goodbye is a blessing wearing the disguise of grief. I close my eyes, and I can still feel the warmth of her laughter, but it no longer hurts. It hums like a memory that has accepted its place. I am proud of the man I have become, not because I am unscarred, but because I have made art of every wound. My tears have become ink, my pain a scripture of survival. I have learned that endings are only invitations to begin again. I no longer fear solitude, for in silence I meet my truth. I see my reflection not in her eyes, but in my own courage. I have been both the storm and the shelter. I have loved and lost, and still chosen hope. I walk forward not to erase the past, but to honor it with gratitude. I build from the fragments of yesterday a cathedral of renewal, and call it my soul. I plant dreams in the soil of old disappointments, and watch faith sprout where doubt once grew. Every morning now feels like a promise, every sunset a gentle reminder that beauty exists even in farewells. I write to the universe with a steady heart, saying I am ready for the blessings I once feared. I am ready for the joy that doesn't hide behind pain. I am ready for a love that begins within. I remember how I begged time to heal me, and now I realize time was waiting for me to choose healing myself. I look in the mirror and see not the boy who cried for what he lost, but the man who thanks God for what remained. My soul no longer seeks permission to shine. I have walked through heartbreak and found heaven in my own endurance. I tell myself gently, you did not fail by loving, you succeeded by feeling and surviving. I carry within me the softest parts of yesterday and the boldest light of tomorrow. This is not the end of my story, it is the chapter where I reclaim my wings. I stand beneath the same stars that once witnessed my sorrow and smile, because tonight they shine for renewal, not remembrance. I have let go of needing her to return, because I have already returned to myself. The laughter I lost I find in small things, in morning coffee, in unexpected rain, in my own reflection, smiling for no reason. I am learning to be content in simplicity, to let peace replace passion when needed, and to let gratitude become my greatest poem. I whisper thank you to the heart that once bled, because it taught me compassion. I thank the silence that once frightened me, because it taught me faith. I thank the road that seemed endless, because it led me home to myself. I no longer chase closure, because I have created it with acceptance. The sky opens wider now, because I finally believe I deserve it. The sun no longer feels distant, because I walk toward it unafraid. I am no longer haunted by what could have been. I am blessed by what is becoming. Every tear I shed watered a garden I could not yet see, and now it blooms around me with colors of renewal and forgiveness. I gather the petals of my past and weave them into new dreams. I wear peace as my crown, humility as my throne, and resilience as my sword. I do not need to be perfect to begin, I only need to be present, and that is enough. I no longer run from love, I simply refuse to lose myself in it again. I understand that hearts can break and still be holy. I am both the prayer and the answer now. I open my hands to the wind and release the heaviness I once carried. Love has changed form, it now lives quietly, in kindness, in laughter, in the way I treat myself gently. I walk barefoot on the edge of a new morning, feeling the earth welcome me back. I speak softly to my soul, saying we have made it through, we are free. The universe listens and smiles. I see signs everywhere that my story is not over. The birds that rise from rooftops, the strangers who smile as if they know, the stars that flicker just before dawn, all whisper the same truth, begin again. I have learned to dance with uncertainty, to make peace with impermanence, to trust the unfolding even when I cannot see the end. I no longer ask why, I simply say thank you. I am no longer waiting for someone to complete me. I am whole. I am still learning, still growing, still forgiving, but I am no longer lost. I keep the love I gave her, not as regret, but as proof that I am capable of feeling something eternal, even in a temporary world. I walk with grace through the fields of change, no longer clinging to what is gone, but embracing what awaits. I am not afraid to start over, because this time I begin with wisdom. The same storms that once broke me now bow before my calm. I smile, knowing I am stronger than my sorrow. I whisper to the past, thank you for teaching me everything you could, but now I must go. I watch the seasons turn without fear, because I have become The season myself, my heart beats like spring after a long winter, the air around me sings of renewal, my footsteps write new verses on the road of destiny. I do not chase fate anymore, I create it. I no longer live in waiting, I live in wonder. The moments I once overlooked now shine like jewels on the fabric of my days. I breathe differently, now slower, softer, as if each inhale is a prayer, each exhale a release of pain. I am grateful to the love that left, for it made space for self-love to bloom. I am grateful to the nights I cried, for they softened my edges. I am grateful to the dawns I faced alone, for they revealed my strength. This chapter begins not with grand promises, but with quiet determination. I will no longer fear change, I will call it my companion. I will no longer seek validation, I will find it within the reflection of my growth. I walk forward into an unwritten horizon, trusting that every ending behind me has carved the way for miracles ahead. I have discovered that life's beauty lies in its unpredictability. I have learned to see God in the cracks of broken dreams. I have felt His mercy in my lowest hours, and now I rise carrying that mercy in my words. I speak softly to the child I once was, saying, we did it, we survived, we became the light we once prayed for. I stand on the edge of destiny, not as a victim of time, but as a witness to grace. This is not a farewell to love, it is a rebirth through it. I know someday love will return, but when it does, I will not beg it to stay, I will simply hold it gently, knowing that love belongs to freedom, not to fear. I close my eyes and smile, for I am already complete within. I am learning to live with wonder again, to see hope in small things, to wake with faith and sleep with peace. I walk through life now like a traveler who has forgiven the road. I look at my reflection and say, welcome home. This is your new beginning. I no longer compare my story to others. I have my own sunrise, my own scars, my own rhythm of becoming. I do not need to be understood by everyone. I only need to be true to my soul. I see beauty in imperfection, I see divinity in progress. I am not chasing happiness, I am embodying it. I no longer look back with regret, but with reverence. Every mistake was a verse in my evolution, every goodbye a blessing disguised as thunder. I am grateful for the rain because it taught me to bloom. I am grateful for the dark because it made me love the light. I walk lighter now, unburdened by the need to explain. I am not who I was yesterday, and that is the miracle I prayed for. I speak the words I once feared to say. I forgive, I let go, I trust one love again. I open the door of my heart and let the world in, no longer guarded but wise. My soul no longer trembles when it loves, it stands firm, rooted in faith. I walk into tomorrow with arms wide open, unafraid of what may come, for I know who I am now. I am not broken, I am becoming. I am not ending, I am expanding. I have made peace with uncertainty. I have befriended solitude. I have chosen joy over fear, love over bitterness, peace over pride. I have started a new chapter of my life, written not in pain but in promise, and as I write each invisible line of this new beginning, I feel God smile through me, whispering, finally you understand that every loss was a bridge, every wound a doorway, every tear a baptism into the strength that lives in you. And as I breathe beneath this eternal sky, I know without doubt that I have arrived not at the end but at the start of everything beautiful.